Hello everyone. To introduce myself to those who don't know me, I'm Sterling Spatz, Congregation Council President. By now I hope you've received the letter regarding pastoral transition here at St. Paul's. The Council is excited to recommend for your approval the final phase of our pastoral continuity plan begun several years ago. We will be in touch about next steps, but to give you a sense of their perspectives, the pastors have recorded this video as an introduction. Please enjoy watching a brief conversation between two pastors.
Well, the elephant in the room is that whereas I may think I can walk up the
Spruce Street Hill
without being
doubt.
winded more than you, any insurance company would say that I would have to pay a lot more for life insurance than you.
It quickly dawned on both of us that we were quite different in a lot of ways. What I really remember vividly is charging up the Spruce Street Hill and being very surprised and impressed that as we charged up at your pace, you were maintaining conversation without losing your breath. And so I was a little self-conscious that I could speak without sounding like I was winded, being next to you as one 40 years younger and having no excuse. You shared about your recollections of seminary and your role as being the class heretic. And I think you specifically shared a story about making parrot sounds in the back of the room to joke about how the rest of the students in the class just parroted back whatever the professor shared.
I said that because you told me you had been class president at college, and I think I told you that when I think of class presidents, I think of politicians who are very careful what they say, not particularly intellectually engaging or willing to take risks. And I think I shared all that very openly.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden we've got these this very open exchange.
Well, and I think that's one of the early signs of why our relationship, our collegiality and friendship has blossomed and continued to grow over the years, because we both were very transparent about who we were and how we approached things and could speak. And I always felt like you gave me a lot of respect, even though I was young and new to the call into ministry. But I think that's why it's worked. I could hold my own saying, well, I'm more like a class president, even though you were over here saying you're more like a class heretic.
So often what happens if the pastor leaves after, say, 40 years, an interim comes in. Often the interim may not be a good fit. And that could go on for a year. And then after that, another pastor comes who may not have the same appreciation of the culture of the church. And we can all point to dozens of places where the congregation has declined because of that traditional approach. What we're working on here is to have a leadership continuity where people own the culture, that I'm not at the center, you're not at the center, but it's the culture of this congregation that people are owning, so that we don't become indispensable, that only God is indispensable.
Yeah, I love the concise way we talk about it being grounded in tradition, guided by intellect, and growing in faith. That those kinds of commitments be center and not a personality. So we've got these roles that the council's putting forward. Me assuming the role of lead pastor, you as theologian in residence. The plan would ground the church and the future of pastoral leadership. I love the role, the concept of theologian in residence too, that you would be continuing to preach as you have and to teach. The plan would be for me to move into lead pastor, but with you continuing to be here, you could still be a partner for me, though you might not be sitting on all the meetings that you have had to sit in for 50 years. You are just a phone call away or a walk down the hall. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm hopeful about the future as well, pending the congregation agrees with the council and with us. So
I just see it as a win-win for all of us. We never know what the future holds, and I hope I still have a few good years in my bones and can still walk up the hill without getting out of breath. But who knows? And if something ever should happen to me, I really feel good about everything being set for the future, and knowing that that the culture of this church and the things that we value and that we lift up, that you've put in that brochure so well, that will continue.